Whoops, made everything super big. Hello everybody. Okay. Yeah, getting a few people in here. Just thought I'd do a nice little chilled little stream this evening. Yeah, I hope everyone is doing good. And Bitcoin's been sideways basically since I did the update earlier. But we did get the swing failure pattern of the highs, which was really nice. So I think, yeah, whoever was in my stream earlier on, we were looking at, we hadn't yet taken these highs, had we? Had we? No, we hadn't. Just looking at what time it was, I think I went live, yeah, around here, and we just had this move up into the daily level and just had that rejection. So the last time I really updated anyone or was able to update anyone was just before we had this first swing failure pattern of the highs, and then we had this nice one as well. So that was a good little trigger for a short position. I'm just gonna let's have a little look at what we had going on there as well. Yeah, 4-hour order block. Was that also a weekly level? No, I don't think it was. But yeah, we had this 4-hour order block. So you draw this. We came basically into the 0.5 of that. Actually, exactly into the 0.5 of that. So that's really nice. So you can see that move up. Wow, like, yeah, yeah, basically the dollar there. So that was the 4-hour OB that we came up into. Had the little swing failure pattern, changed market structure, and then we were looking at this actually came really deep. So this then hit the bottom of that order block afterwards, and now we've just tested our daily open. This is trading really nicely still today. I might have to open my exchange back up again because I'd quite like to take a couple of trades, or maybe take a trade before I go to sleep. At the moment, I'm still swing long from the lows, and then I took a short off of this swing failure pattern here. So as soon as we got this, I took that short, but I was really hoping for a VWAP trade today, but I don't think that's likely anymore. No, we're going to hang around here, I think, for the rest of today. Yeah, let's just have a look across the market and let's have a look at where things came into. So again, if anyone has any just random questions or anything they want to ask, do let me know. Be interesting to see how this daily closes. So if we can get this as a green day, if we can get back above this daily level as well, then that would be a nice daily close to have. But I think just, yeah, closing as a green day here. Yeah, sure. Fibonacci trader, what's your targets for this swing? Okay, so this is my plan. And this is how I'm trading this. So I'm just going to open up. I'm just going to open this up, okay? So this was what my plan was all based off of. And this will go over a bit of where my what my targets are for this swing position. Okay, so my plan was for this, like I was always looking for price to come down here, like as soon as, so basically what we have here is this is like volume profiles for each day. So I don't know which of you guys have seen this stuff before, but what we have here are your volume profiles for each day. And what that gives you is it tells you where the majority of volume has been transacted on each daily candle. So this is just basically like a candle, but telling you, yeah, where most of the volume is. And most of the volume on this 26th of June was down here at this 31,600 area, which is the area that I was looking at today. Okay. And I had an issue with this straight away. As soon as we started seeing this move up, like 2-3 weeks ago, we had 1, 2, 3 days that hadn't come back in or tested like the previous day's kind of value area, which is this kind of highlighted area here. And that means that like the market hasn't confirmed yet whether any of this is actually support or not. So when you get these quick moves up, the market doesn't know if this is support. So I have a bullish bias on Bitcoin. Okay, I do think there's a slightly higher likelihood that we break up out of this massive range than breaking down further out of it. I do think we're likely to see 42k to 46 to 48k before seeing like the 20ks. And that's kind of where my idea of this is. But I only want to see that if there are no like inefficiencies left on this chart. So when it leaves behind all of this, I expect that to go back and get tested as support before a bit more of a controlled move. So a controlled move down into it before a more of a controlled move back up. And then we can start looking at higher targets, okay? So my plan was for this is a swing trade to basically, at the very least, I'm looking to trade this as a swing back up to these highs, so the high of the range. Okay, so let's say 38k to 40k. That's where I'd be looking for this. That's if we can get this controlled move down into it, chop around here for a bit, and then start to move up. So that is my plan for a swing trade. Now we might come down, sweep the lows, like overnight. I think tomorrow could be red again. I think that would be fine. That's healthy enough. You don't want to see like a really quick reversal out of here. You want to see this creating value in this area. So I think we could come down and test a little bit lower. But yeah, my swing position is looking up for 38 to 40k at this stage, and then I'll monitor what happens there. And realistically, like this range has kind of done everything it needs to do, so we could be looking at higher if we do go up there. So that's my target for the swing position. I have already taken profit on that, and I'm just at this stage just happy to let that run and see where it takes it. But yeah, but remember as well, I am in quite a large short position as well from much higher up, so I can allow this to run. Like I don't need to be taking profit too soon. I don't need to be looking at lower targets. I can allow this to be a swing trade, because if it fails at this stage, my short position from up here is in like no trouble at all. Like I think we go much lower. So yeah, that's like my basic thoughts for this. What I don't want to see, so I've just seen, don't you think if we lose 31.5 it's going to be nasty? If we lose it, yeah, but chopping around below it for 4 to 6 hours or something is not losing it, okay? So we might come back down. I think a bounce, because look how it bounced, right? It was really, really, really easy, okay? This was like such an easy trade to take. You came into the naked point of control, which was just here. Like, I've removed that from my chart because it's now not. Then you had a swing failure pattern. So again, I see someone's asking, talk more about swing failure pattern. So swing failure pattern is basically like if people get into longs too early, where their stop's going to be placed, they'll be placed just below here. So it's basically like a little bit of a stop hunt, and then you quickly get back up inside where these previous lows were, which then creates buying pressure because basically everyone who's then been stopped out here is like, oh crap, now I've got to get back in. Yeah. So that creates like, it can create quite an explosive move higher. So that's kind of what a swing failure pattern is, and it's again with the highs here. So people who had maybe been shorting this daily level got stopped out, and then you get a quick move out of it because as soon as price gets sucked back below, people are like, oh man, I need to get back into that position that I was already in just a minute ago. And yeah, it's like that basic kind of idea of it. But yeah, just going back to what I was saying, I think it would be too easy for this to reverse all the way back up to 40k from here, okay? So what I'd really like to see, and this probably isn't the most likely scenario, but what I'd really like to see, and if I was a market maker, this is what I would do. We've still got like a big zone here of support. Like all of this stuff here can be, price can move into here and still make a higher low, okay? So price can become anywhere within this area and still make a higher low. So I wouldn't mind at all to see price just slowly coming down, building divergence, and then you get a big reversal out of it. What I don't like to see on these lows is to get like spikes and then V-shaped recovery, because then you know you're coming back in to test it at some point. I want to have this as a swing trade, and if I want to have a swing trade, I want to get, you got to think of like people who do want to have this as a swing trade that have a lot of money. They're going to want as much opportunity as possible to buy this. So one quick wick down onto the main level here is not enough to fill like big long positions. Price will have to come down, we'll have to chop around a little bit, create some divergence, and then move off out of it. And that's when you will likely see a bit more of a bottom that's been put in. So that's what I'd really like to see. Like we might just come down here to the weekly and start to move up. We might get a move down kind of down here to your local golden pocket. We might just come back and test like equal lows, just coming back into here or something. I don't know, but I do think this retraces a little bit overnight. But I'm still looking for higher overall. The issue comes if we start doing this and then we lose this level like on an increase in volume and then come back in and test it and get rejected. At that point things look bearish. Yeah, so what you'd want to see is price moving down, an increase in volume here. So as price loses this daily, you want to see an increase in volume coming, floating back up on low volume and then not being able to get back above. That would be losing this level, and in that case I'd be looking for like lower targets down to sort of, yeah, at least back down to the yearly, probably down to like 27k or something. So I think as long as things come down here, volume remains fairly low, we're chopping around this level or something, then I think that's fine. But if volume floats down here, then we get a quick increase in volume, come back up, test it, fail, then I think we go much lower. My targets to the downside as well are here. Um, so if things get really bearish, like we could, let me actually just add this one, okay? You know what? So around 27,700. I think if we lose 31,500, like I said, with that increase in volume and then confirming it as resistance, then 27,700. Next step down after that is about 23,800, and then we're looking at 20k below there, which is, they're all possibilities, but I don't think that's the most likely thing. I think we move up from here. Okay. Yeah, we also have 27k as the macro. That's the golden pocket, isn't it? On your, yeah. So we have a really wide area here where price would almost certainly reverse if we do come down there. I think what I'd really like to see, and yeah, I think this possibly happens. Yeah, possibly happens later in the year, or maybe like next year, because I think we're going into like a really long consolidation phase. I do think that this structure breaks up, and I think we could find ourselves back at 48k quite quickly. But the problem is when you get there, that anyone within here will be looking to just get out the market. So at that stage, maybe I think a move down into this 23 to 27k area seems more likely. And that again would give us loads more to trade. Like, what's the point? What's the point in just coming down here to that support and then just going up again, or whatever from there, or something? Like, let's have some like more stuff to trade. Let's start to trade a range up here. Let's see if it breaks up out of there or not. If it doesn't, we're back into this range, and then we probably go lower. But it would just be nicer, wouldn't it? Like, let's trade this range first. It looks like fun because we've got a lot of information there to trade. So that's yeah, like basically my thoughts for this. So what we want to see today is just a. Do you think we're in a Wyckoff accumulation scheme? Yeah. I mean, the thing with Wyckoff stuff is like literally every range is a Wyckoff scheme. So I don't like how it's become like really like overly popular. Like, oh, this is Wyckoff accumulation, this is Wyckoff redistribution, things like that. It's just a range. If we get like we've had the spring, you can class this as the back test of spring. So if you look at this as a Wyckoff accumulation schematic, then this would be your spring. Then you have your back test of spring, and we're going in for another test of that because we did spring again here and create more inefficiencies. So what you have is your spring, creates the inefficiencies, test it as support, great, spring again, test it as support, and then we could be looking at higher. If it's redistribution, then we had that at the highs. So we did have the it took the highs, but we've never actually had the secondary test of that. So yeah, I mean that could be what comes next. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm not looking at this as a Wyckoff thing. It's just a range, and you just trade it level by level. Like Wyckoff's you never know what it's going to be until it is what it is. Like, yeah, jump the creek, then we're looking higher, but that's just basic market structure stuff anyway. And who else is asking stuff? Yeah, everyone in crypto thinks they're a Wyckoff expert now. Yeah, just because the thing is, we had a Wyckoff schematic at the top here, yeah? So we had a Wyckoff schematic at the top that fit like the textbook schematic things, and now like everyone thinks they know what Wyckoff is, and they just don't, man. Like, nah. um, yeah. I mean, I was looking. I remember trading this. This was reaccumulation, right? So if you're looking at a textbook Wyckoff schematic, look at our massive range from like May last year up until September or August, sorry. So we had this like huge 80-day range. This was textbook. Yeah, this was amazing. Like I was trading that as a Wyckoff reaccumulation, and it traded so well. Like everything was just perfect. And again, at the highs, you had a really nice one at the highs, and it did it again here. And yeah, you get these really nice different schematics to play out. But the thing is, we've had a few of them in a row, and yeah, everyone thinks they're an expert. Like I'm not an expert in Wyckoff, but I think I know more than probably a lot of people that are pretending that, or a lot of people that are writing in their YouTube videos, oh, Wyckoff redistribution, Wyckoff accumulation, blah blah blah. Yeah, and yes, Wyckoff on lower time frames is really nice to trade. Hey, its ranges and its swing failure patterns. It's springs, bounces, sweeping the lows. Call it what you like. It's all very similar stuff. So yeah, you could make a case for distribution or accumulation here. It just no one knows what it is until it actually happens, and then when it happens, everyone will be calling it and be like, "Oh, I told you so." If we break down, everyone who called it distribution, redistribution, will be like, "Ah, yeah, I told you so." If it breaks up, everyone who has been calling it redistribution will suddenly be like, "Oh, look at this amazing accumulation schematic. I was right." And yeah. Yeah. Do you pay attention to Elliott counts? If so, can you share one? I think, like, I had an Elliott wave count, but I stopped using it. My Elliott wave count went up until the highs, and this move down just like, yeah, wrecked any of that because we took this low, so I've not been bothering with Elliott wave stuff. French bull, so I don't know if you're on our Discord. Fibonacci trader, I think you might be, not sure. But if you're on like the Toros Discord, we've got the French bull in there who's one of the coaches, and yeah, he's like Elliott wave master. So if you want to learn Elliott wave stuff, then just take a look at his charts, and yeah, he does some amazing stuff with Elliott wave and like regular updates and stuff, especially for people who are in the crew. So you get like, well, a few updates a week on the Elliott wave count and everything for members in the crew, which is really cool. When do you feel alts? Hey Ben. When do you feel alts might stop following BTC so closely? When we get better conditions in the market. Like, I mean, alts are tradable at the moment, but they're tradable on short-term moves. So I'm not really trading them so much at the moment. A lot of them are resting at support. And they're just doing their own little consolidation. And you get ones that move. I bet you get some nice movers each day. And they do their thing. But Yeah. Oh, Tomo Chain's moving up nicely. In fact, actually, there's still a lot of alts that are looking like kind of good. So if you know the right alts, that's the thing. It's just a lot more selective now. Like this move on Tomo is just a really typical. You're making consecutive higher lows. You're making higher highs. You break above the range, and then you move out from there. So we had this range here on Tomo. You broke above it, got acceptance above it, back tested, and then we get a nice move out of that. So alts are doing some kind of okay stuff, but they're really selective. And I think it's going to be a long time before we see an alt season again, because yeah, it's just the conditions just aren't there at the moment. We'll see an alt season on the next time Bitcoin, after the next time Bitcoin goes parabolic. So the last time we saw Bitcoin go parabolic was here. So Bitcoin went parabolic on 22nd of February, broke that, went into a phase of distribution. During that phase of distribution, the alts went mental for a good couple of months. And I think that's just what tends to happen and what will happen again. So yeah, alts will be really selective. I think there'll be much more favorable conditions if we come up to this range up here. I think conditions will be a lot more favorable for the alts, and then we'll still start to see alts moving really nicely. But then they'll get wrecked again if we come down here, or if Bitcoin breaks up to all-time highs, then they'll still get wrecked. Yeah. and yeah, Fibonacci trade, I was just seeing your comment as well. So yeah, basically what I just said. Yeah, I think if we break down from here, yeah, I think alts get wrecked. At least short term. Then we get a bounce. So I think favorable conditions for alts will be if price comes up within this range, 40 to 48, 42 to 48 kind of area. Then you'll start seeing some nice alt market moves. And that will probably give a few weeks or something for the altcoins. We're in C wave if you count from Corona dump. See, I've got this as a 4. Basically, what I'm looking at would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we start. So that's a subwave 1. Then we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this did start a 5th here as well. And then the large account, that would give us. I can't remember. I can't remember what I'm doing on the Elliott wave stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. As long as this doesn't take out this low, we could be looking at a 5th higher up here. Whoops. So we could be looking for a 5th up there somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. Fixed range pull from the beginning of the year. Yeah. How much volume do we need? Okay, here's another theory, okay? So if we do a fixed range from the beginning of the year, you see our point of control is still up here, yeah? So this is still more like fair value for Bitcoin. What I think will happen is as soon as this value area shifts down, which it will, this value area will become this, and it will start to exclude some stuff from up here soon. And eventually, I think this 34 500 area might turn into like the yearly point of control, at which point I think it could be ready to see a really nice move out of that. Like when you see a point of control move, a drastic shift in the point of control, that often means that a range has kind of done its thing and it's ready to move on, which is exactly what happened on this range. It like played out its course. The point of control moved more forced to the downside. It moved from being up here to being down here, and then forced price below it, and we haven't been able to get back above since. Maybe if we do get this point of control moving down towards here, then if we're still below, it would be like massive, or if we lose it, it would be massive resistance. If we get above, then it will be big support. Um, yeah. Also, I want to show you guys this. I did post this in the group yesterday. In fact, no, this won't work. I want to show you guys this though. Let me just bring it up. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? um, so many charts in Bitcoin charts, which is nice. Uh, oh, it won't let me. Oh, what am I looking for? I want to bring up the gold chart, but I don't know where it is. Uh, you know what? Might have to forget that. It won't let me search on Discord because I'm streaming, and it doesn't show me anything. 13th. If only Discord was not so active. It's great that it is so active. Here we go. Here we go. I think this is really cool. So this is the this is gold in the white, where gold is today, compared to Bitcoin in the orange, where Bitcoin is today. Yeah. So this is the gold on the weekly scale compared to Bitcoin on the daily scale. And look, it matches up so nicely. So we can have a look at the gold chart in a minute, but just look at the structures that happened here. And then you have a move below, sweeps the lows, comes back up, a second parabolic advance. So you have your early adoption parabolic advance. So 2017 Bitcoin, 1980s for gold. The blow off top, 50% correction that then corrects further. A little move up kind of midway through the bear cycle, followed by this. Then you get a 50% correction down, which has this down sloping like support, so this slow grind into support before reversing and then making all-time highs. So it makes this like massive rounded bottom and then comes to all-time highs. Now gold's done this over like a 20-year period, or not 20 years. I don't know. I'll have a look in a minute. But over a very significant amount of time. And it just feels like this feels like so much like it just looks really cool. I really like this as an idea. Um so I'm going to show you, oh, that's silver. So ignore all this. This is basically let me remove the drawings because you guys should know already what Bitcoin looks like, right? Let's go on to the monthly. Okay, so doesn't this look a lot like the 2018, 2018 bull run, yeah? Where you had this blow off top, you come in, you start to get this kind of triangle formation forming at the lows. You drop out of that before going on another bull run. And then price at the top, you have one little correction, two little corrections. So this here looking a lot like that 30 to 23k correction, yeah? So doesn't this look a lot like what we saw on Bitcoin before it had that last like big parabolic move? So again, that looks a lot like the Bitcoin chart. And then at the top, you make a nice little distribution at the highs before a 50% reduction in price, creating this downsloping channel kind of thing before breaking, forming a range, and going up to all-time highs. It's really quite cool how similar that looks to Bitcoin. I really like that as an idea. So again, here's Bitcoin daily. So you have the parabolic advance, you create that descending triangle thing onto support, move below it, have this second run, this here looking exactly like gold did on that weekly time frame, flagging, creating a distribution at the highs, 50% move down, which is in a bit of like a downsloping channel. So yeah. Oh crap, sorry guys. Oh no, I've done that all on without the chart. Sorry. Right. Oh man. Wait, sorry. Okay, let me do this again. I'm tired. It's late. Oh, it's also the daily open. Where are we at? Okay. All right, let me go back to gold. Let me just quickly do this. So gold. This here. Remove all of this. So first of all, you have gold. Parabolic advance, blow off top, creates a descending triangle on support, falls below before a second bull run. Then during that bull run, the second one, you have this correction midway through, which is like this little flag. So you come up, you flag, you come up, create a distribution at the top before a 50% correction, there or thereabouts, in like this downsloping kind of channel consolidation, breakout, back to all-time highs. Yeah? So that's gold. Then you look at Bitcoin, and you have this parabolic advance before it creates the descending triangle, loses that onto a second parabolic move after that. And then this is like where it goes super sped up. But look at the similarities to how it was with gold. You have this move, you flag, and kind of this consolidation. You create a distribution at the highs, followed by a 50% move down. That is in the form of this downsloping channel consolidation thing. So what would happen next if this continues to follow gold would be a spike up of here, and then we're looking to take all-time highs after that. So you'd be looking to come up here, form this as like a rounded bottom, put in a range, and then looking at all-time highs. Now that's just interesting to me if it follows or not. I quite like the idea of that. So yeah. So again, there it is. So that's just one idea. But I do quite like that as an idea. Okay, so daily open. So we did have a green day yesterday. Our new daily open is here. We've just tested this as daily support, so we'll see if it can get a move up. And we did not get a close above this daily, so that's significant-ish. We are range. So we're still within. Ooh, point of control's moved again of the entire range. Who remembers what happened the last time the point of control moved for the entire range? Wow. Okay. I let's do some thinking. Whoever's watching, this happened last time I did a late night live stream. The point of control moved. Okay, so the point of control moved from here to 34,600. The following day, mega dump. Okay, so as that point of control moved, this happened. We saw this point of control move down to meet price. We had that big move down. And it's just moved again to meet price. So that's interesting. Like if so we move this down. So we're looking at 32,850. Is our range point of control now. I need to update this for everyone now. Uh Yeah, blue bits. My fixed range settings are I use at the moment I'm using 200 rows because it's such a massive range. I normally use like 50 tick and I'm using value area volume of 68%. I don't know if that would change at all for 17. No. Let me see what happens if I just do this as ticks and do it on 50 tick. No, it stays the same. Um, Let me have a look at other exchanges. Oh, I was trying some GAN stuff out for Gunny the other day. I'll hide that. Um, yeah, but it's definitely moved down. Coinbase. BitMEX is still higher. But yeah, Bybit, Coinbase, Binance have all moved. Okay. The problem with tick 20 on this is that it's a massive, massive range. So it'll take forever to load for a start. Um, Whoa. In fact, 20 ticks isn't loading. Yeah. But anyway, just something to be aware of. Last time, point of control moved down to meet the price. 10% move to the downside. Uh, believe it's yes. Yeah, that's something I will do. What I'll do actually is um yeah, I'll share I'll make a recording public. I'll put some stuff over. I think I need to do that anyway because there's some stuff that we talked about like weeks ago that's not but it'll be useful to see kind of the things that we go over with the crew and everything. Um We've also just started as well, so if anyone's seen the video of what we offer in the crew stuff, I've just started doing these. So I'm just going to show these on screen. So each week I create a playbook strategy. So this is just something else for people to put into their playbook, and it really gives like really nice little trade setups with like rules and criteria of how you trade them. So yeah, we do one of these each week, and it comes with a video alongside it, and a template if it's kind of exo charts friendly thing to trade. So yeah, we have all this stuff along with a nice video that does all of that. That's a little extra thing because I've never shown that actually before. I don't think on YouTube. But yeah, I think yeah, I'll share a trading room and I'll share one of the old crew streams onto YouTube and then you can check it out. Oh, okay. Asia does not know which way it wants to go, does it? These Asia sessions is what's it gonna do? Hmm. I'd really quite like a move down, I think, overnight. I don't know whether to take a short. I don't think I want to sleep on any trades. Okay. Cool. Right, it's 1:30 in the morning here. This is still very much undecided, the new day. I don't think the market knows what it wants to do yet. It usually takes like an hour for this to form. So we might put in an initial balance that's chopping around here for a while. Then you have your initial balance, and then you're looking for a move outside of it, for a trend to emerge. So yeah, the first hour of trading on a new day is usually very, very quiet. And I'm very tired. Support to the downside. 32k down to 31k, 3800 kind of area. I really would. I know it's kind of nasty, but now that that point of control has moved down, I really would like to come down and sweep those lows. In which case I'll still long it around here. On Bitcoin, the moon is short. I mean, I'm still bullish overall. I just think we could come down and sweep those lows. Yeah. Anyway, I am off to sleep. Yeah, I was hoping we'd get a nice like VWAP trade or something just to end the day, but never happened. So we've just got to. We'll probably have a really slow start to Asia session, and I expect some fireworks by the time I wake up, and we'll see where we're at. Hopefully down here somewhere. Cool. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone, and yeah, I'll catch you on the